PDP chief Mehbooba Mufti is alleging that the cops have detained PDP polling agents and workers without any reason. Anantnag police has rebutted Mehbooba's claims. Cops are saying those who had a tainted past were detained, and based on inputs of threats to law and order and on security on polling day, detentions have been made. Cops have further claimed that they are OGWs and they were taken into preventive custody for a safe and peaceful election. There is a huge conversation that there was a deliberate attempt to disrupt the voting patterns in Anantnag and to deter the voter from coming to the polling booth. Let's listen into what Mehbooba has alleged.
रात से जगह जगह पीडीपी के वर्कर्स को बंद किया जा रहा है, थानों में उनको बंद किया जा रहा है बिना किसी वजह के। 87 की रिगिंग, एलजी साहब खुद इसमें इन्वॉल्व है, यहाँ के डीजी इन्वॉल्व है, यहाँ का डीआईजी अल्ताफ खान इन्वॉल्व है, सब लोग ऊपर से लेके नीचे तक इन्वॉल्व है। 87 की तरह यहाँ रिगिंग करना चाहते हैं और कल रात से इन्होंने पीडीपी के तमाम एजेंट्स को बंद करके रखा है थानों में। और मैं एलजी साहब से कहना चाहती हूँ कि आप क्या यूपी से यही करने के लिए यहाँ आए हैं? आप 87 को दोहराना चाहते हैं? आपको शर्म नहीं आती? आपके लीडर ने रेड फोर्ट से ऐलान किया था जम्मू कश्मीर में साफ सुथरे इलेक्शन कराएंगे वाजपेयी जी ने, और आज आप सारा बर्बाद कर रहे हो यहाँ पर।
PDP is holding a protest today here in Bijbihara. Mehbooba Mufti sitting on the road, on the main road, and saying that her party leaders and workers have been detained and blamed that this is a repeat of what she calls as a repeat of 87. And she's protesting against the LG. She has claimed that the LG Election Commission and others are trying to basically ensure that PDP does not win. She has blamed them and said that she would not have contested the elections if this was the situation. The protest is going on as you see right now, and she's sitting on the road. The Anantnag Rajouri elections are happening and Mehbooba is a contestant. She blamed that workers have been detained and at certain stations EVMs are not working. Her allegations have been there. One has to see that how does the election commission respond now. But yes, a massive protest by PDP on the polling day here in Bijbihara.
Ishan now joins us live. Ishan, there's been a rebuttal that's come forth that they have taken people into preventive custody. OGWs have been taken into preventive custody. And if the rest of the Lok Sabha constituencies in Jammu and Kashmir were peaceful and there are no problems, why should there be any restriction with respect to Anantnag?
Well, Anand, this is not the first time that PDP has alleged their workers have been detained. It was in the past as well, and back then also when we asked this question to the CEC JNK, we responded that JNK is a unique state where it has unique challenges in terms of law and order. And to ensure peaceful polling takes place, there are certain preventive detentions that happen. People who have tainted past, people who have been associated with stone pelting, clashes, arson, they do not have their political parties, or they are working on the ground for them. They are taking under preventive measure custody to ensure that the voting goes peacefully. I've seen two faces have gone peacefully, but as you see behind me, my Vijay Bhushan will show you, he is still staying on the road. It has been more than an hour since she's sitting on the road. Speaking to the media and alleging that
डायरेक्शन का मतलब डायरेक्शन डीजी से डायरेक्शन इसको यहाँ की डीआईजी साउथ गवर्नमेंट का डायरेक्शन कि इन्हीं समझ से हालात यहाँ पैदा करना है। इनको लगता है अगर लोग वोट डालेंगे
but remember this is a key contest that is taking place between Mehbooba Mufti.
Ishan, how far is she sitting away from? Is she sitting near a polling booth or is it away from a polling booth?
No, yes, she is away from the polling booth. Her polling station is around 1 kilometers away from this location where she is protesting today.
And how has the voter turnout been in Anantnag compared to Srinagar, Baramulla and some of the other regions?
Well, brisk polling is going on. It is believed that the past records will once again be broken because peaceful atmosphere and the way situation is at the moment. People are freely contesting. People are freely going out to the polling station and casting their ballots and using their, exercising their franchise to pick their favorite candidate. Remember, this constituency has seen a lot of violence in the past. Anantnag, South Kashmir has been a hotbed of militancy post 2000. There have been clashes going on in these places, and previously we've seen during the induction and reinduction of forces and the polling staff, there will be attacks on them. But during the last two phases, no attacks have taken place. Not a single stone has been pelted, nor there is any stone pelting or hartal call. And that is where the centre is claiming its success in terms of JNK policies, while these political parties claim that this is because of the particular Article 370, that people want to respond to the centre. But all of this will be seen on June 4 when the results come out and how.
Well, the number of
parties.
people behind you itself is a statement that how much of a movement and openness there is as far as movement of people is concerned. There is a huge crowd behind you, Ishan. But Anantnag is interesting. If Omar Abdullah moved from Srinagar to Baramulla to North Kashmir, Anantnag was supposed to be a Ghulam Nabi Azad versus Mehbooba Mufti, but Ghulam Nabi Azad is not contesting from there. So who's the contest with? Are there a lot of grassroots leaders who won Panchayat and DDC who are now coming up, MLAs who are coming up? Who is it against Mehbooba Mufti?
Well, Mehbooba is fighting against a very, a leader from Gujar, a leader who's a very famous and is a spiritual leader for several Gujars who live in Rajouri. He has a huge voter turnout. He has seen it in the past that whenever he has contested from Kangan constituency, Mia Altaf has been able to bag a lot of votes. He has people who have faith in him because of his religious family lineage that he carries. That he gets not only votes in Kangan in the past when he contested MLA election, but he has a good faith in Puch Rajouri as well. And that is why National Conference chose him as a candidate. And Rajouri Puch was not part of Anantnag constituency. It was because of delimitation that Anantnag Rajouri became part of Anantnag constituency. And later on, the National Conference very cleverly put up a candidate who has an acceptance on both sides of Pir Panjal.
Yeah.
He has acceptance in Kashmir and then he has acceptance in Pir Panjal. It's an interesting candidate where Mehbooba Mufti is also trying to regain. Because after 370, she made a lot of statements. It's her first poll after a long time. And Anantnag has been a bastion of PDP where it emerged from, where Mufti Muhammad Saeed came from, where they grew up in. And then she has faith in her voters. But will she be able to win it? There are other grassroots leaders like PAPA chose a very little known candidate who's an advocate by profession to contest against them. But yes, there are a lot of people who are now choosing to contest. Remember, for the first time we are seeing that so many candidates had filed their nomination for Srinagar Lok Sabha seat. It hasn't happened before. People had fear. And whenever we used to point cameras during polling coverages, people would hide their faith. But it's no longer there. People freely speak to you. They tell you that why they are wanting to exercise their franchise and why do they want to vote in these elections. And it's a unique poll because you will notice here that a 55-year-old is a first-time voter. Given the fact that he has previously boycotted and previously has stayed away from the polls. But he is a first-time voter and he is accepted equally as an 18-year-old in these constituencies. We have seen it in Srinagar, we have seen it in Baramulla, and we are witnessing it in Anantnag as well. We are seeing a large number.
Very encouraging words there, Ishan, coming through from you. And Mia Altaf is a very interesting choice that's been made, and that too pitted against Mehbooba Mufti, that just really stirs up the pot and makes it tougher for the PDP patron-in-chief or the PDP chief, Mehbooba Mufti. Mia Altaf, very popular in that pocket. Yes, Nistula.
So there are 2-3 things which are very interesting about this Anantnag Rajouri seat. One is the delimitation has, added some areas there which has good Gujar Bakarwal voters there, which was not there earlier. So therefore, and these are people who have been given tribal status lately by the central government after the removal of Article 370. So they add a very interesting dimension to this contest. It has changed the nature of that seat. Secondly, Ghulam Nabi Azad withdrawing and it becoming a fight between PDP and NC is also extremely interesting. The third is that the BJP has not given any candidates in the 3 seats in the valley.
Why is that?
I had asked this question to Home Minister Amit Shah when Hindu had carried an interview. And he said that there apparently, he said we saw that there was some sort of a propaganda that the BJP was trying to establish some sort of a Rajnitik Prabhutva is the word he used. I translated it into political sovereignty, but then somebody corrected me. He said it's dominance. So political dominance through the central government's work, saying that we are doing development work in those areas just because we want to gain politically out there. So we said, forget it. This time, let us just withdraw from the fray. Let us just see, because everybody is saying that this is an election which will reflect the August 5th, 2019, the feelings of the people from August 5th, 2019. I just want to see. And the voting percentage in Srinagar had just come out. It was 37%. Used to be 14%. He says that for me is the biggest justification for having removed.
No, not just that.
And he said, even if people are expressing anger at the removal of 370, at least they're going through the ballot.
They're exercising and not the bullet. And not by the bullet. And
Yes.
Abhijit Iyer Mitra, interestingly, that Ishan was saying a 55-year-old is a first-time voter. That